Have you heard this term, shaman or shamanism, and wonder what the heck that means? Well, you're not alone. In this video, I want to talk about what is shamanism and how this is truly a universal gateway for all people to step through. Part of my background and education is in anthropology. So when I first learned this term shamanism, it was in an anthropological context. The idea that there are medicine people of indigenous descent who are working with the unseen realm. In ethnographies, when this word shamanism is used, it's often used interchangeably with the idea of a medicine person. Basically, the idea being that a medicine person in a traditional context didn't just work with physical medicines or physical first aid, but that healing was also a spiritual endeavor. So in this way, you're going to see that word shaman come up in the literature. But this word shaman actually comes from the Tungusic people of Siberia, and it meant one who sees in the dark. This can really help us to tap into understanding of what shamanism truly is. Shamanism is a practice of engaging with the unseen world. It's the idea that we are multidimensional beings, and that if we want to heal completely, we really have to tap into the unseen causes or factors that are perhaps causing imbalance. Shamanism is also used to bring in wisdom, receive guidance on when to plant certain crops or when to make certain life moves. But ultimately, shamanism is a path of direct revelation. In shamanism, as we know it now, there is a concept or idea that the individual person can connect into the unseen realm, this realm of magic, plant spirits, or God. And from that place, that you can bring back personalized understanding for yourself and in a healing context at large. So I was not into shamanism as a practice during my studies because I really felt like this was something that belonged to certain indigenous traditions, and not being trained in those traditions or initiated in them, of course I wouldn't work with shamanism. Well, it wasn't until I started having dreams where people who identified as shamans in my dreams were actually coming and teaching me how to do certain things, like use my energy in a certain way or interact with medicine of animals and plants, that I woke up and started doing some research into looking into what is shamanism today. And what I found has really opened my mind in so many ways. Shamanism is now a global practice. And while of course there are still many different specific traditions of shamanism that would require initiation and education in that context, the idea of shamanism, the idea that we can connect into or journey into the mythic realm to receive healing, is one that is applicable to every person on the planet. So you can call this by any name. It doesn't have to be shamanism if you don't like that term. But the basic tenets of what we would consider contemporary shamanism are as follows. The idea that everything is alive and animated by consciousness. The idea that life itself is a conscious creation with all of the consciousness on this planet. The idea that we're co-creating this dream of a lifetime together. And the idea that we can receive healing by tapping into this state of dreaming consciousness. Truly, shamanism is the predecessor of all major world religions. Archaeology can actually find evidence of shamanic cultures as old as 40,000 years ago. So really, when we're connecting into a shamanic mindset, what we're doing is connecting into the way our ancestors understood the innate spirituality of this world. So you can use a shamanic practice to communicate with a plant, connect into an animal guide or ally, or simply to receive guidance from what we would call the unseen realm. The easiest way to begin working with shamanism is to journey. And this is the idea of listening to a repetitive rhythm, oftentimes drumming, to actually help your brain to drop into a state where you can move easily into meditation. In a shamanic journey, you are literally going on a journey. Sometimes it's visual, sometimes it's auditory, but really it's kind of the sensation of a very vivid dream. If you're interested on steps to a shamanic journey, I have a link below to a blog post that I did all about how to undertake your first shamanic journey. So pique your curiosity, explore a bit, and see whether or not this modality of shamanism appeals to you. So if you like this video, go ahead and share it with your friends. Leave a comment below and let me know, is this a new concept to you? Have you tried this before? And what happens when you journey? You can follow this channel if you want to receive more videos like this. And I hope that your inner journeys this season are truly blessed.